I asked all of you what you actually buy every week. Not what you think you should buy to be healthy or anything like that, just what you actually buy. I got hundreds of responses. And the results were shockingly consistent. So I took the top 15 most common whole food plant-based ingredients, and I'm going to show you how to turn them into meals you can actually make. Hi, welcome to or welcome back to PB with Jay. Here on the channel, we focus on all things plant-based goodness. And a couple weeks back, I actually made a video talking about these exact same 15 staples and whether or not you got a price break by shopping at a kind of like a normal discount grocery store, or if going to like a high-end organic grocery store actually made a difference. If you haven't seen that video yet, I'll link it in the description down below. So today what we're going to do is take the exact same 15 ingredients and turn them into 3 dinners and 1 dessert. Let's hit it. So we've got our grocery items, so we're going to start making some meals. So the first thing I'm going to make is this recipe that I'm kind of making up on the fly, but I think it's going to be delicious. It's like a chickpea, tomatoes, spinach curry with rice. So you're going to want to make the rice in however you make rice. I'm going to use the Instant Pot. I'm going to cook like probably 2 cups worth, and if we have a little bit of extra, I'll freeze it. So here's what we're gonna do. It's really, really simple. If you don't have canned chickpeas, hopefully you've cooked some chickpeas already. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna dice up an onion, and we're gonna get that sauteing in a pan for just like 5 to 6 minutes until it gets translucent. After the onion's been going for like a minute or 2, we're gonna throw in some carrots and get those sauteing as well. And then, about 5 minutes into this, we're gonna throw in the garlic and the ginger. At this point, your kitchen's gonna smell amazing. You're welcome. And we're gonna throw in our chickpeas. Let that go for about a minute, and then you're going to stir in the curry powder and the cumin. And if you wanna put a little salt and pepper in here to taste, go for it. Stir that around for about 30 seconds just to make sure your veggies are nice and covered with those spices. And then I'm going to use a can of crushed tomatoes in here as well. This is where you can kind of make it your own a little bit. If you've got some soy milk, throw in like a cup to a cup and a half of soy milk. Otherwise, if you want it to be a little bit more indulgent, you could use a can of low-fat coconut milk or high-fat coconut milk, however you want to have your coconut milk. And we're gonna bring this up to a boil, and then we're gonna simmer it just for like 10 minutes or so, just to get the flavors nice and melded. I decided just to fill this curry out a little bit more. I'm gonna put some frozen peas in there. So I'm gonna put like a cup of frozen peas in there after everything's cooked, before I put the spinach in. It'll help it cool down a little bit too. And then we're gonna serve this on top of our rice. And it's a super simple, easy curry. If you don't have carrots, you could put in peppers, zucchini.
It looks like airplane curry or airplane food. And I know what that looks like because we recently just went on a trip and I had something like this and I didn't like it. But it didn't taste like this.
You like my haircut?
No.
Let's know down below. Rate Woolie's haircut out of like our usual rating system.
It's a little bland.
Really?
Like it almost tastes like watery in a weird way, but then the spice kicks in, so it's like got spice. But there's not like a full body flavor. It's missing something.
Where are you from?
If I had lime, I'd put lime in. Yeah, I could add some more spices to this. Oh, it takes a second though when you breathe in.
Yeah, you can taste spice, but I don't taste flavor.
There's a difference apparently.
Well, I can taste that it's spicy, but it doesn't have a lot of flavor. Maybe some cilantro would be good. Some lime.
Mm-hmm.
Like it needs a bit more something.
Here's some things here that I would use to tweak this if you want to play this recipe yourself. Let us know in the comments down below what you would do to this. Quick little interruption before we move on to the next recipe, because I think this is where a lot of people go a little bit sideways when it comes to plant-based eating. Look, these 15 ingredients are a great foundation. Lentils, beans, tofu, potatoes, oats, fruit. All the greatest hits. But eating plant-based doesn't mean you've necessarily covered every nutritional basis just because you bought a heroic amount of spinach. And that's why today's video is sponsored by Complement. I've talked about Complement here on the channel a lot. They're my go-to protein powder when I have my workout days. but their daily essential multivitamin is literally designed for people on a plant-based diet just to take the guesswork out of making sure you got everything you need. It's got your B12, your D3, DHA, iodine, K2, zinc, magnesium, and selenium, all the things that keep you functioning without having to worry if you hit all your little things. And that's kind of the point of this whole video. You know, make the basics easier. Have a grocery system, have a meal plan system, have a system for getting all of your nutrients without losing your mind so you can just get back to making a decent dinner. And because Compliment loves our audience, they want to give you 15% off if you use my QR code or the link in the description down below. Thanks Compliment for sponsoring this video. Now on to the next recipe. So for our next meal using these common ingredients, we're gonna make a crispy tofu, potato, veggie, skillety kind of thing. Now the trick to making this quick is to pre-cook your potatoes in the microwave. And we're gonna put a wet cloth on top of it, put in the microwave for 6 minutes. If you have another little thing to cover it with inside the microwave to help it steam a little bit, do that. While that's going, in the pan, what we're gonna do is we're going to dice up an onion and we're going to get that cooking. I'm actually gonna cook these mushrooms in a separate pan because Annie doesn't like them. And that way people can just add mushrooms into their own meal. And then once those potatoes are done in the microwave, we're gonna put them into the pan with the onions and just flatten them down. They're pretty much cooked already. This is gonna help them get crispy. And what we're going to do is just kind of push them down a little bit, let them get crispy on one side, and then stir them around, get them crispy on the other side a little bit. We're gonna pull them out. Some of the onion's gonna stick behind the pan. It's okay. We're gonna scrape it up a little bit if we need to. That'll be fine too. Are you excited for dinner, Annie?
Yes.
Yeah? What'd you say when I said we're gonna make scramble?
Yay!
See? It's an S. They love this meal. I'm gonna put that aside and then I'm gonna scramble up my tofu. I'm gonna like rip it up with my hands. Put it inside the pot with a little bit of broth. Like this is probably like a quarter to a half a cup. Now I've got 2 blocks of tofu in here, so I'm doing a big batch. And what I wanna do is I just wanna kind of cook that down. And I'm gonna add in my spices here, these paprika, some garlic powder, some nutritional yeast, and I'll throw in a little bit of turmeric just for color. If you really like an eggy flavor, you could put in some Kalinamak here. But I would do it at the end because it can cook off. Kalinamak is black salt. Has like a sulfury vibe, but if you really want an egg flavor, that's the way to do it. And then I'm gonna chop up really fine some broccoli. And I'm gonna put that in at the very, very end. Put the potatoes back in. And then I've got some spinach here. I'm gonna put a handful or 2 of spinach in there. And then I've got some basil for my click and grow. I'm gonna chop that up and then people can put that on top of their dishes when they're done. I'm gonna put some salsa with mine because that's what I like. If you like ketchup, do that. You can throw some hot sauce on yours, whatever else you like. This is a much loved dinner in our house. My daughter literally cheered when I told her I was making it. So really, really easy. And this is the kind of thing like, this is the vegetables we're using right now because we're doing this video, but I would probably throw a pepper in here. Zucchini works well in here. It's really versatile depending on what you got on hand. And this is the kind of meal you can make in like 20, 25 minutes. Less, really. Once you get it down, you can cook it a lot faster. This is taking me a little bit longer tonight because I'm making a video.
We're gonna try this ketchup sweetened only with dates.
What's the company?
The company's called Good Food for Good. It's good.
Oh, that's good. It's different than like a traditional ketchup. I like it though. It's definitely less sweet. Yeah. That's a good option.
And it's inspiring because we could make our own.
It's true. We should be making our own.
I actually saw, so this company came to my school. Well, the people who make, not the company, but the people who actually make the sauce. It's not that they get hired to make the sauce. And she just made it right in the classroom. So I think we could definitely make our own.
Okay, let us know in the comments down below if you want us to do like a video on like condiments, making our own condiments. So, you know, stuff like mustard, relish, and ketchup. Maybe a barbecue sauce. Let us know. If I get 100 people that tell me they want a condiment recipe, then we'll make it happen, especially because summertime's coming up. So for our final dinner using these ingredients, I'm gonna make like a creamy pasta. I'm gonna put mushrooms on the side, like I always do. So Annie can add them after if she wants. And to make the pasta creamy, I'm gonna use tofu, along with a little bit of milk to put in there to give the creaminess to it. This is really, really simple. We're gonna chop up some onions and carrots and we're gonna put that into a pan and saute it down. The carrots are gonna get blended up, so don't worry about how you cut them, just cut them small enough. So we're gonna get them simmering on the pan and softening up. And then once they're, give it like 5, 6, 7 minutes until they are softened. And then we're gonna add in our canned tomatoes. It doesn't matter what kind of tomatoes you put in here, diced, crushed, because we're gonna blend it anyway, so don't sweat it. Earlier today, I roasted some garlic. So the trick to that is you cut off the top of your bulb of garlic. And this is where I kind of break my oil rule sometimes. So I'm just using a teaspoon. It's literally 30 calories. I do not sweat it. I put it on the top, I wrap it in tin foil. I'm gonna air fry this at 380 degrees for like 25 minutes. You can omit the oil, but it does make a bit of a difference. And it's one of the few times I use oil is for roasting garlic. So while that's all going, I'm gonna saute the mushrooms in another pan. I don't need to add any water or anything because they're gonna release enough liquid themselves. I'm gonna throw some seasonings into the sauce too as it's going. Like not a lot because I want that garlic to play the lead role. I'm gonna throw in just a little bit of salt, probably some oregano and some basil, and a little bit of thyme. I'll put the amounts on the instructions, obviously. So once the carrots are softened, we're going to add in our tofu and our milk and our roasted garlic, and we are going to put our immersion blender into our pot and we're gonna blend up that sauce. This isn't quite getting to the smooth that I want, so we're going to put it in our blender. And then we are gonna throw in 2 cups of spinach and let that wilt down a little bit. And then we're done. If you wanna throw your pasta in here, while all that's happening, you're gonna cook your pasta. So whatever pasta you wanna use, I'm using a brown rice spaghetti here. And when there's like 2 minutes left in the cooking process, I like to throw in some chopped up broccoli and it'll cook alongside. So once this is done, you can plate it however you want. If you wanna throw the broccoli and pasta in with a sauce, that's totally fine, you can do that. Or you can just put it on top and mix it around. For me, I like to put a little bit of nutritional yeast on top, gives it a little bit of a cheesy vibe. If you got a plant-based cheese you like, you can do that too. It is not uncommon for us to put some olives or something like that on top of here. If that's your vibe, you go for it. Otherwise, let me know what you like to do to kind of zhuzh up your pasta at the end. If you want a little spicy kick, put some red pepper flakes on. You do you. We decided what was missing was some fresh basil, which is the benefit to having this bad boy in the house. Because I can be like, I need a little basil on my pasta. And come over here and just grab it. Is this cinnamon basil? Is cinnamon basil gonna be weird? I'm not doing this. You can do it. Anyway, if you have fresh basil, put a little fresh basil on top.
You're not having basil?
It's the cinnamon basil is a bit cinnamony. It's like a rosé sauce. I'm gonna keep on playing with it. It's not perfect, the rosé sauce, but it's pretty good for a quick sauce. I think I might add some like fresh basil at the end would be perfect. But putting on some nooch, maybe putting nooch into the sauce, but nooch on top helps. Olives help, but the sauce is a really good foundation. So if you want to spice it up or play with it, if you have any suggestions where you would do with it, let me know in the comments down below, and maybe I will make this sauce again if you all ask me to in the comments. For dessert tonight, I'm just gonna make like a standard berry oat crumble, which is, it's healthy enough you could actually have this for breakfast as well, but we're gonna have it for a little dessert tonight. So this is really, really simple. For like what we're gonna call the filling, we're gonna take 2 apples and we're just gonna use our little apple slicer machine here and break them up with our hands. Velma is gonna stand beside me and beg for the cores, as she does. And then we're gonna mix that with 1.5 cups of frozen berries. If you don't have frozen berries, use frozen mango, use frozen whatever you got. We're gonna mix that with like a tablespoon of any kind of citrus you have. I've got some oranges here. So I'm gonna use a tablespoon of fresh orange juice. And then if you wanna sweeten it up a little bit, like put a drizzle of maple syrup in, like a tablespoon or two max. Stir that all around. For the topping, we're gonna combine a cup of oats, half a cup of oat flour, with a mashed up banana and like a teaspoon or a heaping teaspoon of cinnamon. And we're gonna combine that all around until it's nice and mixed up. And then we're going to put the filling inside of a baking dish, and then we're gonna spread the crumble out on top. And we're gonna bake that at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for like 30 to 35 minutes until it's nice and golden. We want ice cream tonight, Willie? Want some ice cream to go with this?
Yeah.
Willie wants an ice cream, so this is what we're gonna do for the ice cream. Earlier today, I sliced up 3 bananas and I just laid them flat out on a baking tray. They've been freezing all day. And then what I'm gonna do right now is I'm going to get some hot water going, and I'm gonna soak about 1/4 cup of cashews. You don't have to use the cashews. It kind of helps give the fattiness that you want from an ice cream. And then we are going to drain the cashews. We're gonna put those in a blender with the bananas and just like a splash of non-dairy milk, whatever non-dairy milk you got. And we're gonna blend that up. We're using a Vitamix here. Any high-speed blender will work. And then just scoop that out. So you'll wanna do this probably after you take the berry mixture out. Take your crumble out while it's cooling on the stove, make your ice cream, because it doesn't take that long, and it's not ice creamy, it's nice cream, right? So it's gonna get melty quick, especially when you put it with a warm crumble. So make that at the very, very end. Like, it only takes a few minutes to make anyway. You can make it while if someone's serving the crumble, you make the nice cream. So you might notice that the liquid is a little bit wet. It's not always that way, it depends on the fruit you're using. One thing I didn't do that I usually do is put a tablespoon or 2 of cornstarch in and mix it around with the fruit. Willie's shaking your head no.
No, you just need to defrost the fruit first and drain out the liquid.
Yeah, but if you don't, and you're quick, whatever, you can just put the cornstarch on. That will work as well. But like Willie said, either of those 2 options will work. You can warm up the fruit first, but if you don't have time, you just gotta throw it in there like I had to tonight. Cornstarch will help. I hope you enjoyed these recipes. If you'd like another video like this where we take the most common ingredients and turn them into recipes, let me know in the comments down below. Before I sign off, I'd like to say a quick hello to some of you who said hello to us in the comments down below. Holly from Seattle, Jane from Chicago, Illinois, Susan from Maine, Carol from Texas, Emmy from Portland, Oregon, Nicole from Burbank, California, Sadie from Massachusetts, Debbie from San Diego, California, Teresa from Sonoma Country, California, Maniacal Cat from Carlsbad, California, Roseanne from Shoal Havens Coast, 130 kilometers south of Sydney, Australia, and Prayer Open Door from Vernon, British Columbia. If you'd like a shout out here on the channel, all you have to do is say hello to us in the comments down below. Let us know who you are, where you're watching from, and if you want to bump up in that shout out list, consider joining us over the Mighty Network for that perk, along with many, many others. The most important of which is just being part of a group of like-minded individuals. I throw up recipes that I'm testing up there, you get early access to these videos, and you can get all of that for the price of a crappy cup of coffee a month. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button to let YouTube know to share with other people, subscribe for more videos like this, and if you're still hanging out, YouTube has this video all queued up for you right now. Thanks!